It's been 6 months since I've seen Jace, and I'm so excited I can barely sit still. He grew up with my dad, and he's been a part of my life since the day I was born, but the way I feel about him is anything but platonic. I know he's more than twice my age and that I really shouldn't feel this way about someone who watched me grow up, but the pussy wants what the pussy wants, and mine most definitely wants him. I thought once I turned 18 that I would act on it, but one thing led to another with his career as a professional poker player, and now I'm 19, a completely untouched virgin, and more than ready to make my feelings known. It's been pure hell following his career online, seeing all the beautiful women that surround him and not being able to do a goddamn thing about it. I'm horny, a little bit grumpy, and willing to do anything to get Jace's cock inside me. When the doorbell rings, I'm on my feet and running down the stairs before my parents even have time to get up. I'll get it, I yell as I pass the living room and race down the hall. When I open the door and see Jace's gorgeous face, I let out a happy squeal and throw myself in his strong arms. I know it's completely inappropriate, and I also don't give a damn. He gives a deep laugh and wraps his arms around me. Miss me? Yes, I say, not even bothering to play coy about it. I squeeze him tighter and bury my face in his neck, breathing in the comforting, familiar scent of him. God, I've missed the smell of his cologne. I may have bought a bottle of it after he left and sprayed it on my pillow so I can smell him while I fuck myself at night. I don't mention this to him. Instead, I enjoy every second of being in his arms and then let out an irritated groan when he sets me down and takes a step back. His green eyes run over me, and my heart gives a leap at the raw lust in his eyes before he scrubs a hand over his face and hides the heat away. I saw it, though, and it makes me feel downright giddy. Maybe this won't be as difficult as I feared it would be. I missed you too, kiddo, he says, rubbing my head like I'm not a fully grown woman who's dying to be fucked by him. Hey, you made it, my dad says from behind me. I must look as pissed off as I feel because Jace shoots me an amused grin before stepping into the house to follow my dad. I trail after them, trying to come up with a plan to get Jace alone. My nipples are rock hard, and I soaked through my panties while he was hugging me, so now I'm all revved up with nothing to do but wait. Following them into the kitchen, I hang back and lean against the counter, never taking my eyes off Jace. The black t-shirt he's wearing is accentuating all that hard muscle, and I smile when I see the deck of cards in his back pocket. He's always carrying around a deck of cards, and seeing that worn, rectangular outline over one firm as hell ass cheek causes an immediate reaction in my body. I swear if we were alone, I'd already had my shorts pulled off and my knees spread wide. His deep laugh has me yanking my eyes from his ass to meet his very amused grin. Well, damn, he'd caught me eye fucking him, and there was no use in even denying it. So instead I smile at him and lift myself so I'm no longer leaning against the counter. Knowing I was going to see him today, I'd worn my thinnest bra, the one I know doesn't do shit to hide nipples. I feel a rush of victory when his eyes run hungrily over my body, stopping to take in my obvious, taut nipples. His jaw is clenched tightly, and when I see him curl his hands into fists, I make sure my parents aren't looking before sliding my fingers under my shirt. I have his entire attention now, and I can't deny the rush of power it gives me. His green eyes meet mine, and I can see the obvious "don't you fucking dare" warning in them, but I ignore it. I give him a wink and start to slide my shirt up, grateful that my parents have their heads buried in the fridge while they rummage around for leftovers. Forcing myself to slow down, I tease him, showing him inch by slow inch until my tits are exposed. I'm still wearing the thin, lace bra, but I know he's getting a perfect shot of my rosy nipples and areolae. I can feel my hard nipples straining against the lace, begging to be sucked. Jace holds himself perfectly still, but I can feel the tension rolling off him, and the dark look he's giving me is the closest I've ever come to getting fucked. It's like a caress all over my body, and before I pull my shirt down, I run my fingers over my tits, giving my nipples a good pinch that has him letting out a groan before I drop my shirt and my parents turn around. You okay? My dad asks him, carrying a big plate of food to the counter. Just fine, Jay says, and I smile even bigger at how strained his voice sounds. Just hungry all of a sudden. Well, you've come to the right place, I say, starting to feel downright giddy at how great my little seduction scheme is going. If it continues to go this easily, then I'll be riding that cock in no time at all. He doesn't say anything, just watches me with those sexy, green eyes like he's trying to figure out what in the hell has happened. I don't turn away. I want him to see how badly I need him, how my body is aching for him, and how I'm more hungry for his cock than I have been for anything else in my life. He finally looks away when my mom hands him a plate and steps aside so he can fill it. I take the opportunity to run my eyes over his tattooed biceps, loving the way his shirt strains against his hard body. When he's done, he surprises me by taking the bar stool next to me. I hop up on mine instead of leaning against it and grab a roll off his plate to nibble on. He raises a dark eyebrow at me, making me laugh before taking a big bite. I've always stolen food off his plate, and he always pretends to be irritated by it, but I know for a fact that he grabs extra just so I can take it. Looks like I'm not the only one who's hungry, he says, too low for my parents to hear. You have no idea, I say. My parents leave the room, and as soon as they're gone, Jace drops his fork and turns to me. What the fuck was that about, Sydney? What was what about? I ask, giving him a big, wide-eyed look of innocence. Don't bullshit me. Why'd you flash me your tits? Because I wanted you to see them, I say, because duh. But why? Instead of answering, I rest my hand on his thigh, noticing how tense he feels, like he's using all the willpower he possesses to keep his hands off me. When I slide my hand up and my fingers hit hard cock, I let out a soft gasp and run my fingers over his thick head. Careful, little girl, he warns. You're playing a very dangerous game. What if I don't want to be careful? What if I'm tired of being so damn careful all the time? He puts his hand on top of mine and gives it a hard squeeze, forcing my greedy fingers away from the cock I'm so desperate for. You're off limits, he says, and I want to scream at him and tell him I'm most definitely not off limits, but my parents choose this exact moment to walk back in, and we're forced to end our little conversation. I give an angry grunt and take another bite of my roll. I can behave for now, but this good girl shit isn't going to last for too much longer. He's awakened something inside me, and there's no way in hell it's going back to sleep. I can still feel the hard outline of his cock. God, he's even bigger than I imagined he'd be. My pussy throbs at just the idea of something that big being inside me, but it also makes my heart race, a shiver run down my spine, and my pussy so wet I can barely stand it. I tune out the conversation my parents are having with Jace and instead fantasize about him bending me over this counter and ripping my pants off before slowly sliding that thick cock of his inside me while I whimper and whine. I can almost feel his strong hand fisting my hair as he rams into me when his deep laugh cuts through my sex daydream. Huh? I say, wondering if he can tell what I was just thinking about. Judging by the way his lips are quirking up as if he's fighting a grin, I'm guessing my sexy thoughts are written all over my face. I was just saying that I should probably be heading home, Jace says, getting up and putting his plate in the dishwasher. What? No, you can't go. I know I sound a bit unhinged and that my parents are looking at me like I've lost my mind, but I don't give a fuck. I thought maybe we could play some cards or something. He laughs because I never challenge him to cards. I stopped doing that years ago when I learned there was no way in hell to ever win. Jace is a master at cards, and he never loses. He's built a career around it, and it's a damn good one. The man's brain is an absolute enigma. It's like he has some sort of psychic ability or something. It's uncanny and impressive as hell to watch. Maybe some other time, he says, making me bite back a growl. I know what he's doing, and I don't fucking like it. I bite my tongue while he says goodbye to my parents, and when they head upstairs after shutting the door, I make a mad dash for the driveway, determined to get Jace to see reason. He's about to get into his Jeep, and when he sees me running towards him like a crazy woman, he doesn't seem at all surprised. Go back inside, Sydney, he says, turning to cross his arms over his chest. No, I say, making his eyes widen slightly in surprise. I'm not usually this forward. I'm usually quiet and pleasant and agreeable. But that shit hasn't gotten me anything except to him that's probably growing stronger with each passing second. Please don't go. I step closer, rest my hands on the sexiest forearms in existence and look up at him. I've missed you, Jace. Can't you stay for a little bit? He softens at my words, but he doesn't let his arms down and wrap them around me like I want him to. Are you going to behave yourself? He asks. And I've never regretted my inability to tell a good lie so much as I do right now. Yes, I say, figuring it's worth a shot. He takes one look at me and laughs. You always were shit at telling lies, Sid. What's gotten into you anyway? I mean, you flashed me your tits for fuck's sake. You didn't like it? He sighs and looks away before saying, that's not the point. I press my body against him, grabbing his arms and opening them up so I can get closer before wrapping them around me. He doesn't press me harder against him, but he also doesn't drop his hands, so I consider it a win. Sydney, he says, the warning painfully obvious in his sexy voice. I ignore it all the same and snuggle in closer. I don't know why you're being so stubborn, Jace, I say, making him laugh. I'm being stubborn? Yes, I pout. Why are you fighting me? I want you and deny it all you want, but I can feel how badly you want me to. Your cock is rock hard, and it's impressively huge, I might add. Even though he doesn't want to, I can see his lips quirk up in a smile. Come back inside, Jace, please. And do what? I keep my hips pressed tightly against him and cup his face in my hands, loving the feel of his short stubble against my skin. I plan on writing this face very soon, and when I grin at the image it puts in my head, he gives me a very pointed look to behave. I doubt I want to know what you're thinking, but you should probably stop thinking it, Sid. No, you're probably not ready to hear it, I say, running my thumb over his cheek.